Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency, Dr. Rashid Al-Lim, my friends, my colleagues, thank you for inviting me to this talk, and I hope that I will bring an addition to the sustainability talk that has been now for the 9th year in a row. This is the first time for me to join, and I think that Dr. Elvi already shortened a bit of my presentation, so I can maybe skip the few first slides that I have prepared. But when we speak about sustainability, we always look at, we remember the Millennium Development Goal and how they started and what was the driver behind them is to just make the life of people better. And from this, the sustainability development principles started back to 1987 with the first definitions, and then things has been improved, and the pillar has been added to sustainability, the three main pillars of sustainability, and some scientists think that cultural, ethical, religious, like I have seen this in Dr. Alim's website, must be there and must be added to the sustainability pillar because it is an integral part that must be improved. And the 17 development goal came with targets and indicators, and each of these goals I will just move fast because my colleague just a few minutes ago have already explained most of these. So all of these goals have certain targets. My talk today is how these goals relate to water engineering and how can we make impact on education. And when I say this, I would like to open a big quote and say, when we look at educational program, the University of Sharjah is ABIT accredited. It means it is accredited by the American Board of Education. Believe it or not, the only program that has an outcome that forces the education to include sustainability is the civil engineering program. There is none other single program in the ABIT that mentions sustainability. It's very strange and very unusual. I have spoken to many of my colleagues in ABIT accreditation, but still maybe civil engineering people are more enthusiastic into starting to implement sustainability, but this is a fact. And at the University of Sharjah, we have changed our curriculum this year to include sustainability as part of the educational program. Well, because it's part of the accreditation of ABIT. I'm not sure if the Ministry of Education and Research in United Arab Emirates have a vision to include new outcomes to the program, to include such important concept for the education of our kids. Now, what I'm going to discuss about is how can we link those indicators that are shown in brown here into one aspect, and how can we make them practical and improve the education of our universities in particular. In the panel, Dr. Arif spoken about the interconnections, and those goals are not an end by themselves. It's a driver, and then understanding those drivers can help us do better. The example I have chosen is from a very developed country, Japan, where I worked for 14 years, and including the UNESCO for risk management and for risk and disaster management. But it will give you an insight on that how things should move forward and what we should really think about. Now, when you look at those indicators that are in brown, each one of them includes, in way or another, something related to water management, something related to water sustainability. So, if you look at the first goal, you see that what I have pointed in blue, the indicators. Please remember that in order to achieve a a, sustainable goal, as our panelists have mentioned, you have to have a target, and under this target you have to have indicators, and then you have to have a mean to measure those indicators, and then to put them into strategic framework to achieve the target. And by achieving the different targets, you can achieve the goals. I only summarized here what is related to water management.